Hey, everybody. Okay, so today, because part two or the sequel to Asset Management is coming out in July 1st of this year, I thought I'd do a reading from Asset Management of one of my favorite passages or scenes that I wrote. And I actually wrote this scene first, and then it ended up being in chapter 3 of the book. So here we go. What the hell were you thinking by winking at her? I swear, Tony, you are worse than a guy. You're always letting your coochie lead the way. I can just see the invisible connection between your poon and your brain. Sophie barked, sneering at her friend. I'm totally disgusted with your antics. Tony shrugged and directed her trademark, unrepentant half grin, half smirk at her two best friends and partners in crime. Sophie, Tony, and Kim had been best friends since their first year of college. Their recent job at the Republican fundraiser had allowed them to emancipate $50 million from Byron, a rapacious bank executive who deserved that and more. What? Am I the only one to recognize her total hotness? Tony asked. Coochie? Kim scrunched up her face. You probably prefer Lady Garden or Nether Regions, Sophie's expression softened as she smiled at Kim. But my 87-year-old grandmother calls it her coochie. I've been hearing that slang since I was 5 years old. Really? Nana calls it her coochie? I never knew that, Tony interjected. There she goes again, trying to divert the conversation just like she always does, Sophie thought. Stop right there. You are not going to distract me, Tony. What you did was reckless and stupid. I'm telling you that it's no coincidence she came into this cafe so soon after our recent activities, especially since she was at the fundraiser too. Sophie turned her penetrating gaze back to Tony. I swear, I recognize her from somewhere. You think she's a Phoebe? Maybe she was there to nail our Mr. B.A. I'm glad we got to him first. So what if she's a Phoebe? There's no way she recognized us thanks to our very own Mission Impossible makeup artist. Tony grinned at Kim and bumped her fist. Kim frowned. B.A.? I wish you both would stop using slang I don't know. Big ass versus B.S., which would be big shot or maybe bullshitter. You never know with Tony. I don't think she's a Phoebe. I mean FBI agent. Sorry, Kim. Sophie gave Kim a look of apology. FBI agents are not that subtle. I'm pretty sure she glanced at my scar. You would have to be watching pretty close for anyone to notice, but I caught her. Sophie lifted her hand as a visual prop. Typical spook behavior, though. The way she walked in and noticed all the entry and exit points and took in all the details is classic CIA. Tony cringed. Okay, sorry. Do you have any ideas for mitigating the risk? Sophie noticed her expression and wondered if she was remembering the night that Sophie had to save her ass. She shook her head as she touched her most recent war wound that incident had caused. Okay, that's the end of the scene from Asset Management. If you want to get Asset Management and then later catch up with the rest of the story as we continue on in the organization that comes out in July, that would be great. See you later.